You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Mercury Day. So excited to talk about today's transits with you. It's going to be a nice, lovely day in the stars. And so it's always nice when we're coming into a live stream like this, when I have good news to tell you. Lots of lovely connections today, but with each connection comes the potential for us to fall into the shadow of it. So we'll talk about the shadow and light of each connection, and then we'll pull a card. A nice day for us because there's not a ton going on. There are just a few transits to focus on. So let's just dive right in. We have a few people in the chat. Good morning, Vincent. Thanks for being here. Good morning, Alex. So the main transit we're talking today is a sextile between Venus and Neptune. And what's cool about this transit is that Venus and Neptune have a lot of the same energy. So Neptune is actually considered to be the higher octave of Venus, where Venus is all about love and affection and partnership. Neptune is about dreaming, ideals, unconditional love. So you can see Neptune kind of takes that energy a step higher. When we look at our chart here, we have Neptune still hanging out at 20 degrees in Pisces. He's been there for quite a while, not moving very quickly, and now Venus is at 20 degrees in Capricorn. So a 60-degree angle to one another is what makes a sextile. And mind you, Venus is retrograde. So as lovely as this mashup is, that's where that kind of shadow component comes from. Good morning, Claudia. Thank you for being here. All right, so a sextile, that 60-degree angle, is, kind of like the sexy aspect. And that means that these two planets do require a little bit of work. We have to put effort into this transit to get the full potential out of it. But essentially, this is the planet of love and the planet of dreams, supporting one another, making this Wednesday very romantic and very dreamy. Because Neptune is that higher level of Venus, I think it's really going to amplify the Venus retrograde energy, but both of these planets are striving for beauty and peace. So they're working towards a common goal right now. Venus is retrograde though, so this brings a component of feeling nostalgic or looking to the past. Maybe past lovers or past relationships are on your mind or literally enter your physical space or awareness today. So it could be easy to fall back into those old patterns, especially if we're overly romanticizing what used to be. It could be easy to fall back into an illusion or romanticize the past. And that doesn't just mean past relationships or past romantic partnerships, but it could just be the past in general. Venus retrograde, any retrograde is all about reviewing, going back. So we might be kind of feeling nostalgic or romantic about the past. I really think the key to harnessing the potential of this transit is to focus on the present today. How can you create more beauty? How can you create more love in the present moment? Because Venus retrograde is also in Capricorn, which is making us assess our long-term goals, our long-term investments, our long-term relationships. So there's definitely a component of the past and the future with this Venus Neptune sextile. And it could be really easy to get lost in an illusion either way, or to, we've been talking a lot about this Venus retrograde in Capricorn having us reassess our long-term commitments. So it could be really easy to overly romanticize a relationship about, the future or the potential of it, or the opposite, be kind of so caught up in an illusion that you're like ready to call it quits. That's why I say focus on the present moment, focus on today. Don't make any decisions from the past or from the future. Just try to stay in the beauty and the good vibes of today. Because really these two energies, it's all about beauty, it's all about love, it's all about harmony, it's all about ideals, dreams. So there's a lot of good energy here. There just is the potential to get a little bit lost in a fantasy, either in the past or in the future. So that's the main transit we're talking about. We only have really one other major movement happening today, and that's that the moon moves into Pisces this afternoon. So we'll jump ahead a few hours, and you can see at about 4:30 in the afternoon, the moon moves into Pisces. So this is the last sign of the zodiac. And it brings a lot of wisdom with it, but just as I was talking about that Neptune energy being very dreamy, getting lost in a fantasy, so Neptune rules Pisces. We're going to have a lot of that Pisces, sensitive, dreamy Neptune energy, especially when the moon moves into Pisces. So I also didn't mention that sextile between Venus and Neptune is exact at 8 a.m. So we're really feeling that right now. Nice, dreamy, romantic vibes. And then this afternoon, this evening, the moon sort of dominates the narrative. So the moon moves into Pisces at 4:30 p.m., really allowing us to tap into our imagination, really envision and dream the intentions we set under the new moon. Now we're in a waxing crescent phase of the moon. So the new moon is that time, that new beginning, that clean slate. We set our intentions over the weekend, right after New Year's. Now that the moon is moving into Pisces, we can really dream and envision about the potential, right? Like, how are we going to make those goals or intentions happen? What is the best possible outcome? So, if you're somebody who likes to make a vision board or be creative when setting intentions, and maybe you got kind of caught up in the hustle and bustle of New Year's weekend or just the new year in general, if you have some downtime today and you haven't yet set those intentions or made goals for 2022, and you want to, of course, this is only if you want to, it could be a great time to make a vision board or do something creative to help you envision the future, envision the rest of your year. Almost immediately after the moon enters Pisces, you can see here at about 6 p.m., the moon forms a conjunction with Jupiter, which just moved into Pisces about a week ago. So this has been a week of conjunctions with the moon. I mean, really, it was like the new moon, moon conjunct Venus, moon conjunct Pluto, moon conjunct Mercury, moon conjunct Saturn, now moon conjunct Jupiter, and then I believe it's tomorrow or the next day the moon forms a conjunction to Neptune. So you can really just see the lineup of the moon making its way through all of these conjunctions, heightening our emotions surrounding the areas of life those planets rule. It might have felt like a little bit of an emotional roller coaster this week because of that. Now, the moon forming a conjunction to Jupiter is another really lovely transit because Jupiter is the planet of manifestation. It's the planet of abundance. It amplifies everything it touches. So in this case, it's really going to amplify the energy of the Pisces moon, giving us more compassion, giving us more empathy, heightening our sensitivities, heightening our intuition and psychic abilities, our sensitivities in those ways as well. We can be more optimistic under this transit, even though we might be a little bit more sensitive. We can envision and manifest our wildest fantasies under this transit. So again, envisioning your future, envisioning your goals for 2022, maybe making that vision board if you haven't already, would be a really great way to harness the energy of today's transits. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, there is a word of warning about the moon forming a conjunction to Jupiter, because Jupiter is the planet of excess, and the moon in Pisces can make us prone to checking out into a fantasy. So beware of overindulgence, beware of excess. If you're feeling overwhelmed, beware of checking out either through substances or, addiction, or even just fantasy in general. Like, it can be really easy to just check out into your own little world today, or overdo it in whatever way you're finding that stress relief. So just beware of falling down the rabbit hole, quite literally. Like, this is the energy of falling down the rabbit hole when the moon forms a conjunction to Jupiter, both of them in Pisces. But if you're a creative person or you're looking for some creative inspiration, today is a great day to be creative, to lean into your artistic abilities. I think a lot of people will be creating a lot of beautiful things today. Hopefully, a lot of the artists out there. So that's really all that's going on in the planets today. And I think we deserve a slower day. Good morning, Shauna. Because the past couple days, I don't know, let me know how they've been for you. I feel like things are finally starting to kind of calm down, at least for me. I know the beginning of the year felt kind of jarring, I think, because of a lot of the transits, all those conjunctions, and then, of course, just the new year in general. Can be a little bit overwhelming when you set all these goals for yourself. But today I feel like I'm finally starting to get back into my normal groove, my normal routine, and I think the transits are really supporting that empathy for myself, empathy for others, compassion, just dreaminess. It's just really a nice, calm, sweet energy today. So let's do an overview and then we'll pull a card. All right, today, Wednesday, we have a sextile between Venus and Neptune. These are the planets of love and dreams. So this is bringing a lot of romance and fantasy into our lives today. But Venus is retrograde, so it could be very easy to get lost in an illusion about the past or about the future with Venus in Capricorn. So try not to lean too far into a fantasy or fall too far down a rabbit hole. Try to stay present in the love of today, in the love of this moment. This afternoon, the moon moves into Pisces, heightening our sensitivities, allowing us to be more empathetic, more compassionate, and allowing us to lean into our imagination. Shortly after, the moon makes a conjunction with Jupiter, amplifying that sensitivity and allowing us to envision and dream about our wildest fantasies, our wildest futures. This is a great day to make a vision board, to envision or declare your desires out to the universe through creativity and through art. Those will be your most powerful assets with all of the transits today. Really lean into your artistic abilities and lean into your own imagination. All right. Let's pull a card. I'm seeing some interesting comments in the chat. I'm not sure what this means, but all right. Thanks for being here. I'm going to pull from the Work Your Light deck today. I still need to get more decks. That's like one of my New Year's resolutions, you guys, to get more decks to pull from. All right. What do we need to know today? And this, as always, is your time to ask questions while I'm shuffling. Let me know how you're feeling with the energy of today. How have these conjunctions been treating you? Yesterday we had that conjunction between, we've got cards flying. I think that's our card. Yesterday we had that conjunction between the moon and Saturn, really putting a damper on our mood, and gosh, did I feel that. You know, I try to think of myself being able to like know what energy is going on and move through it more easily. But I was on the phone with my best friend last night and I just noticed myself being like more negative and just more, I don't know, kind of, I wasn't in a bad mood, but just definitely seeing like the negative of everything I was saying, which is usually not me. So I was like, okay, I know I'm being affected by this for sure. This is the card I just pulled out of the deck for today. It's the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. Let's see what the book has to say. And it has a lot of cloaked people, maybe not even people, in front of this really great mountain range. And I opened the book right to the page. How great. What a confirmation that this is our card today, right? The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. You are being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creations, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level or that you already are. You are being called to gather groups of people either by leading them or becoming part of a group that can support you and your soul's personal mission. You're part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet. To raise consciousness so that we can continue to call this magnificent place home for eras to come. One of many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you and you share the medicine that you most need, those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They are just like you. And just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you too. What a great card. Very on point for me right now. But I think this is really perfect for that Pisces moon energy, asking you to, share your soul's voice, share your soul's mission, and really lean into your own intuition, your own spirituality. Because the Pisces moon helps us do that. It helps us lean into spirituality, lean into our own inner knowing. So really, like, if you, I know as well, I've been focused or not focused actually on a lot of self-care that I normally do through all the holidays and craziness. I sort of lost my connection to meditation and things like that. And I know I've been being called to start that up again. So this is me holding myself accountable. But this, if you've already done the vision board, or if that doesn't feel good for you, if, setting goals or envisioning 2022, it just doesn't feel right for you at this time, even just sitting in stillness, doing the meditation, doing your spiritual practices can be really beneficial today, because all of our transits involve Pisces energy in some way. We have Neptune in Pisces forming that sextile to Venus in Capricorn. So the Neptune component, it's really helpful to lean into your spirituality, lean into those practices. And then the moon in Pisces as well just really lends itself to getting intuitive hits, connecting with spirit, whatever that looks like for you. Love this card, the Great Gathering. Call in your soul tribe. It's all coming together. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for today. Nice short show today because we don't have a lot to talk about, which is probably a good thing. So we'll be back tomorrow. The next couple of days we have, let's see, the moon just is in Pisces tomorrow. We don't have a ton going on. And then the moon forms a conjunction with Neptune on Friday, so that will really amplify all the energy we've been talking about. This Neptune Pisces energy will really be with us over the next couple days. The next major transit we'll talk about will be on Friday. It's happening on Saturday. The sun forms a conjunction with Venus, so it's like the week of conjunctions over here. And then on Sunday, we have the first quarter moon in Aries. So we'll be talking through all of that throughout the week. Right, Shauna? Love when the cards fly out. And then to open the book exactly to the page, because, sometimes you're like, is this the right card? Sometimes I doubt my own intuition, and then I get a sign that it absolutely is. Good morning, Danny. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off now. Got to go give my dog some medicine. If you saw my show the past couple days, he had emergency surgery. It's been a whole thing. So we've got to get Momo his medicine. Got to get off the stream. But I'll be right back here tomorrow talking you through the energy of the Pisces moon, checking in with you all. I hope you lean into your imagination, lean into your spirituality, make a little art, have some fun today. Just flow with whatever creativity comes through you. All right, I will see you tomorrow, but until then, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.